Okay, before I begin talking to you about how to use the research tools in Google Docs, I just wanted to say one thing that I point out to my students is anytime they're going to start a new Google Doc or sheet or slide for school, they should always go up and give it a title so that they can find that later in their Google Drive. I ask them to if they can, give it some kind of specific so that they can find it later, like 7th period LA, whatever class. Sometimes that helps. And this is something they can go back and change later, but at least it gives them a way to find that document easily. All right. Now let's go down in the paper and start seeing how to use the research tool. So I know for that in 7th grade language arts over the years, sometimes we've had time to do a research multi-genre paper that increases their social awareness. And the students pick an issue that is in their community to do their paper on. So for instance, water conservation in, now we live in Central Texas, so okay, well, I know that's what I want to write about, so that's up there's my title, but I'm the student and I have no idea where to begin or what to say, but I know kind of what I want to do. I want to say, you know, what we're doing in Central Texas to conserve water and why that's important. So I know that's what I'm going to want to research. So if I go to Tools and I go to Research, then the research pane pops up over here. I don't have to go and create a new tab and type in what I want to research in a search line. I can do it right here. Now, I can either type it in or I can copy and paste it. So I'm just going to copy and paste it in a line. And when I do that, then my search window over here populates with all of the different results that pop up on the web when you type in this search. Now, specifically, these are the web results. There are different kinds of ways you can research for things. You can look for everything that's on the web. You can look for images. You can look for scholarly journals, quotes that people have said, if you need to have certain terms defined, and if there are tables from any documentation that you want to put in your paper. The nice thing about this is there's a way that automatically cites all of these things, and I'm going to show you what that is. So let's begin with this web results, and I want to show you how that works. So for instance, if I wanted to see what is so important about water conservation, this one about the Texas Water Foundation, as I'm just looking through the title, looks like a pretty good title to me. I could preview it. There's choices here. You have preview, insert link, and cite. I could preview it by typing this, and it will pop up and show me a little bit of what the web page looks like, so I can kind of get an idea. Does this look like something that I would be interested in looking at? Now, the difficulty with this is that it's really small. What if I actually want to read it closer to decide if I wanted to include information on there? So something a little bit more in depth that I want to do. So what I would suggest, there are a couple of different ways that a student might go about doing this. First, if they insert a link to that website and then hit the space bar and go on and cite it, because there's a chance that you might include it in the paper. And if there is, then you have your bibliography notation down there. And now if you go back up to this web page, now what you could do is you could click on it and go there. Now, when you do that, then you're kind of stuck with this going back and forth, reading this, seeing if there's something you want in there, and then coming back over here to your document to put it in. You're still jumping back and forth. To help keep you from having to jump back and forth like that so much, if you wanted to be able to look at both at the same time, there is this nifty little extension that you can get through the Google web store, and it is this one right here, tab resize. If you get that one, you can actually split the screens and have, it show up on both sides. I would suggest doing this so you can have your documentation on one side and your article on the other. Then you can look into both. Now, that way you could actually, instead of having the link, you take the link out, you could be over here and go, okay, I want to start with letting people know what's out there. And so I might say something like, there are a number of organizations devoted to helping us understand the importance of water conservation. Now, unfortunately, because I had this open, I couldn't see everything I was typing, but one example is, and then if I wanted to actually include this wording, I could highlight it, I could copy it, I could come over here, and I could paste it. Now, this is actually, and then I could go back up and make this larger if I wanted to. This is actually a very good time when you're showing students how to do this to talk about plagiarism and to talk about the importance of citing our sources. And with that lesson, then you could show them, obviously, whenever, to let them know whenever they take something directly from a source, you need to make sure to put it in quotations so that the reader knows this, you are quoting the author of another source.